Scorpio, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early April 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for Scorpio gang in early April. There's a lot going on in the stars, lots of energies around. What do we got for the Scorpios, my gods? Talk to me. What do you got for us? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. So let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Scorpio, please. Okay, and I definitely want to follow up after last week's reading. There's been something really intensifying around the Scorpio collective, and I've been feeling it. Wonder if you have too. Let's get it going here. What do we got? Please. Messages, energies, actions, temptation. Okay. I saw this in the Taurus read as well, which is funny because Taurus is your opposite sign. That's the yin to the Scorpio yang. So when I see this energy coming up in both of the readings, that just reaffirms it even more to me. That for us Scorpios, you know, I'm a Scorpio moon and I brag about it every damn week. We have this energy here that is extremely, extremely tempting. Okay. And we'll dig into that a little further. Before we do though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the April subscriber surprise towards the end. So you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye. You know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this card a little bit more. So if you look at the imagery of it, you see it has a symbolism of the Garden of Eden, like Adam and Eve type of stuff. We have like Eve in the middle. We have like the devil figure in the background. There's a serpent. There's an apple. So all the things are there. So I don't think this is similar to the devil energy within the tarot deck. Sure, we could call this attachments, an energy that's a little bit stuck that you might be dealing with. Sure, that could be it. But the main thing I always think about with this card is temptation in one form or another. So Scorpio, in the coming days and weeks, if there's been something specifically that you've been trying to refrain from, whether it's a thought process, whether it's a habit, whether it's a behavior, whether it's a person, there is something in this energy that I find very tempting and alluring here. Okay, doesn't mean it has to be bad. Just know that in the coming days and weeks, something's going to come in that you're either going to find like magnetically alluring or extremely tempting. So we're just going to put it down there. Use your own discernment about that whenever it pops up. But let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say the first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. So let's shuffle it up one time. What do we got for Scorpio, please? My guides, talk to me. What do you got for us? While we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. And as I mentioned a little earlier within this read, for several weeks now, I've been feeling something intensifying around the Scorpio energy, and I'm very much in tune with it myself. It feels like something building up, and last week's reading was titled Shocking Action Incoming. So remember, that could still take place in the coming days and weeks, because it just feels like a super intense energy building up around Scorpio. So hopefully it's for the best, right? Like, you know how energy could be very unpredictable. If anyone could take that energy, it's us, my friends. But let's see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because it could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's. You know how it goes. Let's get 3 cards here for Scorpio, please, to start. What do we got for Scorpio here? Okay, star card, future looks pretty bright there, my friends. That's a good way to start, at the very least. But I feel like this could be speaking about the future. This doesn't have to be like right now. And I like that. Okay, especially with energy intensifying. Let's get a couple more here. It's a nice universal type of energy. And yeah, there it is. Surprise, surprise, right? Bang, we have the Tower again. Now, that is not a bad card for us because it's one of the cards that represent us. Okay, so we never get nervous about towers around here, especially in a Scorpio reading. Let's get one more. That's a surprise. It's a surprise. It's a shock of some sort. Okay, might be a very good one, my friends. Might be a very, very good one. We got the Wheel of Fortune right next to it. Now, you do have a bonus this week that we'll look at a little further. We have the 8 of Swords right here on the back end. So yeah, Scorpio, let's talk about it. Very, very intense, powerful energies. So like I've been saying the past couple of weeks, it's like there's a super intense energy around the Scorpio collective. And it's even showing in like this week's cards, just like last week's. So let's go through real quick. At first glance, I'm looking down here, and once again, we got some heavy hitters. We got the Star card. We got the Wheel of Fortune. We got the Tower. These are all intense energies here, especially these two right here on the back end. They're very prone to switch or move things really quickly. But I believe it's going to be in the details where we find the most value in this week's messages. I don't think it's anything to stress about. So let's go one by one and really start to build this out, build this reading. Position number 1, we have the Star card. Now, for a portion of you might be connected to an Aquarius. Okay, it doesn't have to be. To me, this is one of the cards of wish fulfillment. I also think of this as a card of the future. So when I see this card, I think of someone that has hope in a brighter day, hope in the future. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. This is good. This tells me that you either have a really bright future coming up, or you're very close to attaining a goal, or very close to attaining a result that you've been wanting for a long time. The Star is really good. Now, where can the Star really go off the rails? Because every single card has positives and challenges. In its reverse form, the Star could represent somebody that's depressed. It could represent somebody that's feeling hopeless, somebody that's feeling black-pilled, who's jaded about the world today. So we're not going to really go too in-depth on it. I always say I take the card at its positive until a clarifier tells us otherwise. For a lot of us, this Star could be something we've been wanting for quite a while coming in, or good long-term prospects, which is really nice. Not just short-term, not just early April or even April itself, like long-term prospects. Moving to the center, here comes the Tower again. Like I said, it showed up last week. It's here once again. And interestingly, in the order of the tarot deck, like the Star and the Tower, they're right next to each other. Like first comes the Tower, then comes the Star. It's like the dawn after the Tower, shaking things up literally. So you know what this card represents. In my simplistic style, since it is a card that could represent us Scorpios, I say the clarifier could tell us something we could be feeling, something that could be coming towards us. But you know the Tower is about shock. It's about transformation. It's about change. It's something that's going to shake the foundation. I always say that not every tower is a bad tower. Sometimes this could be a very good shock, surprise, or unexpected event coming in. But at the same time, not every tower is comfortable. Since this is a Scorpio reading, as I already mentioned, if there's a sign that can deal with and handle Tower energy, it's Scorpio. Like, we've all been through many metamorphosis and transformations, especially having Scorpio placements. So we'll see what this Tower could represent. Maybe it's going to be something that you just don't see coming. Hopefully it's positive. Now, the reason I feel like for most of us it is positive is because it's sandwiched between two extremely positive cards, with the Star on one end, and we got the Wheel of Fortune, my friends, right here on the back. Now, the wheel to me is my 4-leaf clover in the tarot deck. I've been seeing this for a lot of signs in recent weeks. And yeah, it could just represent luck being on your side or trying your luck. This is Jupiter energy. It's extremely protective. It's extremely lucky. So whenever this shows up in the spread, I'm a fan of it. Okay, now another thing that we think of with the wheel is that it's very sudden. It's very quick. It shifts really quickly. So when it's next to the Tower, like, these are very fast moving type of energies where things could happen quick. Things could happen suddenly. Things could go from 0 to 100 type of energy. This is also a karmic card. This could represent the karmic cycles of life. And I mean, I guess the same could be said for each of the cards out here, because the Star, that's like cycles in the future. The Tower could be cycles closing out. Like, so we do have these karmic energies as an undertone. So we'll see what the wheel's about. And that is a big hint to me that this Tower could possibly be extremely beneficial for a lot of Scorpios, even if it's uncomfortable. On the back end, we have the 8 of Swords. If you've been feeling trapped, if you've been feeling cornered, if you've been feeling bogged down for quite a while, if you've been overthinking, if you've been nervous or anxious, Spirit could be saying like, hey, that energy is about to shift in a really, really big way. The beautiful thing about the 8 of Swords is, even though it represents all those things I just mentioned, it's a fleeting type of energy and it moves through very quickly. So we'll see how it plays along with the rest of the cards that we pull. I want to dive deeper on all this, Scorpio. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for Scorpio, please? Guides and Spirit team. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Star card. And if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Scorpio, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, star time. Let's see what's happening. Where's the star here? Thank you. World in reverse, huh? All right, so this could absolutely be somebody learning lessons from the past. Now, I have been seeing this energy of things returning, things coming back around, and it's been channeling through almost every damn sign of the zodiac for at least like a month now, where it's like everyone has things coming back around, popping back up, returning. So for a portion of you, I mean, I can't quite recall if Scorpio's had it in recent weeks. I don't think so. It might be Scorpio's turn. I saw it in the Cancer reading this week as well. That now could be a time where something you may want to return could swing back around. To me, this doesn't feel like an unwanted thing. So whether it's revisiting a situation, whether it's revisiting or a person that you haven't had contact with in a while or someone you haven't talked to, I'm getting this energy returning back around, at least in the energy of considering it. Now, aside from that message of return, which was all over the Cancer reading, so if you're connected to Cancer, maybe watch that one. When I see the world in reverse, I think of something from the past, something that's already happened, a chapter that's already closed. And underneath the star, it's like, okay, I've learned from the past. I've learned through the things I've been through. I've learned many lessons in my day, and I'm going to carry it forward with me as experience to pursue bigger and better things. That's just a big energy I'm picking up. So it feels good to me, but I also need to mention, once again, karmic. There's all these karmic cards all over the place. So do with that information what you will. Maybe you're going through some sort of big change or metamorphosis, that's for sure. Let's go through to the Tower. I feel like that's good. I feel like this is good here in the front end. If anything is returning, I don't feel like it's a bad thing. Maybe that's part of what that temptation was about in the beginning. Let's see why the Tower is here. For some of you, like I said, it's just learning the lessons from the past. This is a good Tower coming in, my friends. We have the Two of Pentacles. I feel like you are prepared for a lot of eventualities in this time. For a lot of Scorpios, you may be in the mind frame and space where it's like there's not much that could really surprise me these days. There's not much information. There's not many actions. There's not behaviors. Like nothing could really surprise me. You might feel like you've seen it all, or like you've seen a lot, where it's like, all right, it would take something major to really throw me off my bearings here. That's another energy, but this is also universal, okay? The Two of Pentacles, yes, it's balanced, it's harmonious, but at the same time, you see that infinity symbol in there? Every one of these cards is connected to the universe. It's connected to the spirit in a very, very powerful way here, Scorpio. I'm getting excited about this reading, actually, because it's so powerful and strong. Now, when I see the Two of Pentacles, aside from that other intuitive message I just gave you, I feel whatever this shock is, this unexpected energy or action is, it's really not going to throw you off, and it could be highly beneficial for a lot of you. So Scorpio, this energy that's been building up around the Scorpio collective, a lot of us are going to use it to our benefit, okay? And maybe you've seen it all. Maybe there's nothing that could really throw you off track or surprise you, but you might be in for one, and it could be a really, really good one if you harness this energy properly. There is this unexpected energy and shocking energy afoot, and it feels good. Maybe we'll get more detail about what it is when we get to that wheel, but it's just absolutely blowing my mind that all of these cards, like the World, we have the universal symbol here, we have the Star, we have the Tower, we have the Wheel. There's just all this universal source-based type of energy, the karmic energy, okay? So let's see why the Wheel is in the mix. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. Where's the Wheel here? Thank you. I mean, all right. I feel like for a lot of you, there could be a situation where your perspective is extremely important here, okay? So whether you're seeing the advantages of something or the disadvantages of it, it's really important here. And I feel like you would be a good winner, which is a nice thing to say. It's actually a compliment in my book. We have the Six of Wands in reverse underneath this Wheel of Fortune. Now, to me, this says, like, yeah, I mean, things could go good, things could go rough. You're going to stay pretty even keel. This is a nice energy. It's giving me you win some, you lose some. type of energy. Now, does that mean that something crazy good's going to happen and something crazy bad's going to happen? Absolutely not. This is just telling me that a lot of Scorpios in this time could be in a very even-keeled mind space where it's like, okay, towers are coming in, the shifts are happening, these karmic changes and karmic energies and shocking energies, like all this stuff is all over the place. I'm in balance. When the good thing comes, or when the good things come, I'm not going to be egotistical about it. Like, this is someone that could be a good winner. Not a sore loser, not a sore winner. This is someone that could really be humble. Okay, like this is a really nice energy I'm picking up here on the back end. Now, for some of you, if you are connected to someone that's extremely egotistical, Spirit could be asking you to keep your distance. Okay, in this time. Now might not be a good time for you to mix with anyone that has too much of an ego in this time, or someone that's just way too cocky. But the thing I like most about this is the Six of Wands in reverse tells me that these energies, these powerful universal source-based type of energies, these shocking energies, and all the descriptive words I've used, you got something amazing coming in. You got something great. Whether we call it a win, victory, triumph, whatever the hell we want to call it, you're not, for this, in this case, you're not going to have to put much more effort through. To me, this is like coming from Spirit. This is like served up on a silver platter, okay? And it feels almost too good to be true. It feels really good type of energy here, Scorpio. So I'm excited to see what comes this week. Let's go through and do a quick recap, okay? Because I know I'm like going off on all these tangents. Then we'll get into the shadow card. But if you kindly look at the box, I know I've explained in depth all the different themes and similarities we have in this spread with all the karmic and spiritual. But position number one, we have the Star card with the World in reverse. For a lot of you, there could be certain things returning in this time, and it could be something you want to return. But if that's not the case, I feel for a lot of Scorpios in this time, you're taking your lessons from the past and things that you've been through to chase down success in the future. It's like, okay, well, I've learned from this. Now I'll apply it to the future for a brighter day, which is good. Moving to the center, there could be a really big surprise or shock coming in, but it feels like a good one. I did also say that for a lot of Scorpios, you might be in a place where it's like, I mean, what could really surprise me these days? I've kind of seen it all. So, like, that's the energy I'm picking up here in the center. It's like, I mean, I'm always expecting the unexpected anyway, so I don't see anything knocking you off your bearings, which is really nice. But if there is a shock or an unexpected situation coming in, it will go to your benefit. That's what I think. On to the back end, we have the Wheel of Fortune with the Six of Wands in reverse. Keep your distance from anyone egotistical in this time or anyone that's way too full of themselves. Another vibe I was picking up here is like always being humble. Be a humble winner. Don't be a sore winner or even a sore loser with this energy on the back end. But there's this shifting, fast-moving energy showing up, and I don't feel like your actions or reactions have much to do with it. It feels like all this powerful, shocking energy is coming from the spirit side. So whatever is coming in, it's going to be served up to you on a silver platter, whether it's dealing with this return or all this other stuff. Okay, so you might have some good surprises coming in, Scorpio. Please take a screenshot of that. Let's see what's in the shadows. And this is like the third or fourth week in a row where it's like the energy has been intensifying, intensifying, intensifying week after week. So let's see what we have. What do we have in the shadows, Scorpio? And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge either. Sometimes they could be really good. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love and appreciation for all my channel members. Okay, so let's get it going. Lots of Scorpios in my members list. I appreciate you all. What do we have? Thank you. Okay, Page of Cups. All right, communication could be very key, very important for a lot of Scorpios in this time. Don't be afraid to really get out of your comfort zone. That's something I'm picking up here with the Page of Cups, because this is a card that could represent us or any water sign. But all pages are about new cycles, new adventures. Now, this one could be about communicating openly. So for a portion of you, yeah, maybe it's very important for you to open up some sort of line of communication. Or when you're communicating with people, don't hold back. Give it to them straight, you know, straightforward, honest communication. Nothing wrong with that. But I do feel for a lot of you, stepping outside of your comfort zone in one form or another could be very important when we have this Page of Cups. And don't suppress things. That's a big warning here. Never suppress. Don't do it, especially this week with all these energies around you. So Scorpio, that's what I have for you, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the April subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you could check out my digital calendar and schedule at mastermetaphysics.com. And if you got your name in for the March subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced on April 1st. But for the April subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Tarot in Wonderland. It's one of my favorite decks. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, if you had to switch your zodiac sign, which sign would you choose to be out of the whole 12? So if you do that, you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love. And I'll see you soon.